Good afternoon. Welcome to Kinsmen Civic Memorial Stadium in Oshawa, Ontario for the second game of the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship here at Kinsmen Stadium. This will be a game between the St. Clair Saints and the Durham Lords. Good afternoon. My name is Brian Oliver, and very proud to bring you the play-by-play on the live stream here on Sports Canada TV of this upcoming game between St. Clair Saints and the Durham Lords. Just moments ago, about half an hour ago, the first game of the tournament went to the Humber Hawks. They were 7-4 winners over the Seneca Sting. And the winner of this upcoming game between St. Clair and Durham will take on Humber this evening. It's scheduled for 6:30 start. It might be a little bit later than that. And then the loser of this game will take on Seneca at just after 4 o'clock in an elimination game. So a lot on the line here in this first round of the OCAA Baseball Championship 2019. These two teams played each other 3 times during the regular season. The St. Clair Saints came to Oshawa to start the season, and they posted a couple of lopsided victories right here at Kinsmen Stadium over the Durham Lords by scores of 10-5 and 15-1. And then at the end of September, Durham went to Windsor to take on the St. Clair Saints at their home field in Tecumseh, and Durham won that game 5-0. So both of the games, or all of the games between these teams, have not been exceptionally close, but the St. Clair Saints come into this championship tournament with a 5-game winning streak. So they've won their last 5 games, but the Durham Lords have won their last 10 games. So a 10-game winning streak to come into the playoffs for Durham. So both teams come into the tournament very hot and will be looking to get the upper hand early on in this game. Durham will be the visiting team in this game. They finished the regular season with a record of 12 wins and 6 losses. That was 3rd place in the OCAA. St. Clair finished at a record of 13-5. They were 2nd in the OCAA. They were actually tied with Humber at 13-5 for first place, but Humber got the number 1 seed because they won the season series against St. Clair. So Durham will be the visiting team, and let's set the lineup for you for the visitors. Durham will be wearing their green jerseys. They will be led off by second baseman number 7, Jordan D'Amico. Batting second will be the shortstop, number 6, Griffin Oliver. The catcher, Sam Cocker, will bat third. Fernando Suarez will be the designated hitter. He bats 4th, and he was the number 1 hitter. He was the batting champion in the OCAA this year. Riley Gray will bat 5th in center field. Jake LeGros will play 3rd base and bat 6th. Batting 7th, the right fielder Connor May. Palmer Cruikshank will play 1st base and bat 8th. And the left fielder Jake Story will bat 9th. The starting pitcher for Durham this afternoon will be Jason Krause, and he was the OCAA Pitcher of the Year as announced last night at the OCAA Awards banquet. St. Clair is just taking the field right now. They are wearing the white jerseys. They are the home team in this game. And Luis Barrios will be the starting pitcher in this game. The left-hander wearing jersey number 40 is taking his warm-ups right now. The St. Clair lineup looks like this. Carter Ray will bat first at second base. Brendan Renault at center field will bat second. Michael McKay, the first baseman, will bat third. Riley Vernon at third base will bat 4th. Travis Snyder in left, batting 5th, followed by Francisco Rivera, the shortstop. Austin Olds will bat 7th. He's the right fielder. Aiden Petrie, DH, will bat 8th. And Patrick Kibble, the catcher, will bat 9th. So again, recapping the way things went this year for these teams in games against each other. St. Clair beating Durham first weekend of the season, way back in early September, 10-5 and 15-1 here at Kinsmen Stadium. And Durham beating St. Clair 5-0 at St. Clair's home park in Tecumseh. That was at the end of September. Durham was the top scoring team in the entire OCAA this year with 129 runs scored. St. Clair had the best runs against with only 43 runs given up in 18 games. So very stingy on defense and a very, very strong team. St. Clair was the silver medalist last year. They lost the championship game to Humber right here at Kinsmen Stadium last October. Prior to that, though, St. Clair won 5 consecutive OCAA championships between 2013 and 2017. So we're ready to go. Jordan D'Amico, second baseman, will start things off for the Durham Lords. D'Amico will take strike one from Luis Barrios. We are underway at 2:05 here in Oshawa. Durham in the green jerseys and the gray pants. D'Amico takes strike two from Barrios. And St. Clair Saints in the white jerseys. St. Clair is the home team. Durham is the visitor. The 0-2 pitch taken, just misses, ball one. Current temperature now 10 degrees Celsius, 50 Fahrenheit as that ball gets away from Barrios and away from the catcher, Patrick Kibble. So the count now 2-2 to Jordan D'Amico, the leadoff hitter in this top of the first inning for the visiting team, the Durham Lords. So the current temperature 10 degrees, feels more like 8 degrees. It's a little bit cooler as D'Amico takes high and inside for ball three. The count now full, so he's worked it back from 0-2 to a full count. Wind is blowing in from left field. A little bit less strong, a little weaker wind now than it was early this morning when it was very windy from left field. D'Amico takes the pitch low and inside. That's ball four. So D'Amico has a leadoff walk for the Durham Lords, and that'll bring up the shortstop, number 6, Griffin Oliver. So D'Amico fell behind 0-2 right off the bat and managed to work a walk off of Luis Barrios. Barrios was the starting pitcher the last time these two teams met at the end of September at Tecumseh. Hard-throwing left-hander is ready. He will fire in high to Griffin Oliver, and that's taken for a ball, 1-0. Both of these teams really strong and really good showings last night in the awards banquet held in Ajax. We'll tell you a little bit more about that as the game goes on. Count is 1-0 to Griffin Oliver. They will throw over to first. D'Amico is back in the dirt. St. Clair's coach, Dave Cooper, was the OCAA Coach of the Year. His name last night. They throw back over to first again. D'Amico is safe. Count still 1-0 to the batter, Griffin Oliver. Just underway here, top of the first inning in Oshawa. Durham in green against St. Clair in white. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That ball is hammered to left field. That is going to drop in there for a base hit. Oliver goes to first. That will move D'Amico all the way to third base. It's a single, and Griffin goes over to second on the throw. And that lights up the Durham bench. As Durham now with runners at second and third, nobody out here in the top of the first inning. So Oliver all the way going to second base on that, and Jordan D'Amico advancing to third. And that'll bring up Sam Cocker, the catcher, in a big situation already here in the early going. Top of the first inning, nobody out, and Durham with runners at second and third base. D'Amico at third, Oliver at second. And here's Sam Cocker. That ball is popped fouled right to the right side. Out of play, strike one. Sam Cocker, hometown of Curtis. He's the catcher for the Durham Lords. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's inside and low, ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Second and third, nobody out here for Durham. Jordan D'Amico led things off with a walk. Griffin Oliver doubled and moved D'Amico over to third base. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on a miss for strike two. Cocker batted .304 during the regular season and was named one of the 11 All-Stars in the OCAA this year. Count as a ball and 2 strikes. Barrios is ready, the left-hander ready, and fires it in. It's hit hard to the left, to the third base. They will throw over to first. Cocker is out at first, but it's an RBI ground out as Jordan D'Amico comes in to score the first run of the game, and it's a 1-0 lead for Durham. Oliver remains at second base. So it's an RBI single, or rather an RBI ground out for Sam Cocker. One away here in the top of the first. Durham with a runner at second. That's Griffin Oliver. The batter is Fernando Suarez. Suarez was the number one hitter in all of the OCAA this year. And he takes a ball from Luis Barrios. Fernando Suarez was named, won the batting championship with an average of .462 this year. Correction, .455. 1-0 pitch is outside. And the catcher, Travis Snyder, holds on to that. The count is 2-0 to Fernando Suarez. 12 doubles this year, 15 RBI. First in hitting in terms of batting average, second in slugging. There's a swing and a miss for strike one. And he was tied for third in on-base percentage with a .500 on-base percentage. Some amazing statistics. He was also an OCAA All-Star, named last night, in addition to winning the batting title in the OCAA this year. The count is 2 balls and a strike. Barrios' pitch is in there at the knees for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Griffin Oliver is the base runner at second. There's one out here in the top of the first. Durham with a 1-0 lead. Oliver goes with a pitch, swung on a miss. They throw down to third. He is safe at third. Suarez, though, is retired on the strikeout, and there are 2 away. So, Suarez is the first strikeout victim of the game. Griffin Oliver steals third base, so he's at third base now with 2 away, and the batter is center fielder number 32, Riley Gray. Riley Gray was also one of the OCAA All-Stars this year for the Durham Lords, as was Griffin Oliver, who currently stands at third base. Gray takes that pitch low, ball 1. D'Amico led this off, Jordan D'Amico with a walk. Griffin Oliver followed with a double. Sam Cocker scored Jordan D'Amico from third on a ground out. Suarez struck out for the second out. The 1-0 pitch is taken for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. St. Clair with a 5-game winning streak coming into this game. Durham with a 10-game winning streak coming into this game. Riley Gray batted .364 this year, 9th overall in the league. Takes that pitch low. 2 balls and a strike. Griffin Oliver at third base, hoping to score the second run of the game here for Durham in the top of the first, as Gray takes that pitch for a strike, and it's 2-2. Just underway, top of the first inning. St. Clair, the home team in white. Durham, the visiting team in their green jerseys. Here's the 2-2 pitch, fouled away. So Riley Gray stays alive. Had 3 doubles on the season and 11 walks. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 away here, runner at third. Barrios' pitch swung on and missed for strike 3, and the inning is over. But Durham does strike with a run. They leave a runner. There was 1 hit, and there were no errors. We've played half an inning here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Stadium, and it is Durham 1, St. Clair coming to bat. You're watching the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. So we go to the bottom of the first inning here between the Durham Lords and the St. Clair Saints. The Saints, the team in the white jerseys coming up to bat here. They are the home team as the higher seed in this game. Durham with a run in the top of the first inning to take a 1-0 lead. Let's take a look at the Durham defense for you here. On the infield, Palmer Cruikshank is at first base, Jordan D'Amico at second, Griffin Oliver at short, and Jake Legros is at third base. The catcher, who is now throwing down to second, is Sam Cocker. The outfielders, Jake Story in left, Riley Gray in center, Connor May in right field. The starting pitcher is Jason Krause, who was the OCAA's Pitcher of the Year, as announced last night at the awards banquet in Ajax. He takes the mound with a 1-0 lead. Krause had a record of 5 wins and 1 loss this year, pitched almost 30 innings, posted an impressive earned run average of 1.89 during the regular season. Started 4 games for the Durham Lords. He's ready to go, and the first pitch is in the dirt to Carter Ray. Carter Ray will lead things off here for St. Clair. He is the second baseman. Bats from the right side. Ray takes that pitch low. 2-0. Carter Ray this year batted .259, but had a .408 on-base percentage. That's a great differential between average and on-base percentage. That pitch is in there for a strike, 2-1. He had 15 walks. He also is a threat on the base pass with 9 stolen bases. So Durham would certainly like to keep him off the plate, or off the base pass, as that pitch is low for ball 3. 3-1 to Carter Ray. Second baseman from Harrow, Ontario. Takes that pitch in there for a strike. The count runs full as Jason Krause looks to get back in the count here. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Carter Ray. This is the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the first inning. St. Clair trailing Durham by a count of 1-0. Here's a payoff pitch. It's low, ball 4. It's a leadoff walk for the Saints as Ray goes down to first, and that'll bring up the center fielder Brendan Renault. Renault is the center fielder. He's from Amherstburg, just outside of Windsor. Carter Ray certainly a threat to steal on the base paths. He had 9 stolen bases in the regular season. Does not go. First pitch from Jason Krause is in there for a strike. 0-1. Brendan Renault was one of the OCAA All-Stars as he fouls that one away and is now behind 0-2. St. Clair placing 3 All-Stars on the OCAA All-Star team this year. Brendan Renault, who's the batter right now, their starting pitcher Luis Barrios was one of the All-Stars, as was Michael McKay, their first baseman, who is currently waiting on deck. Keep an eye on the base runner. Carter Ray does not go. The 0-2 pitch is just low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brendan Renault with a great season. Batted .327. 15 runs batted in for the Saints. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's fouled away. Count remains 1-2. Carter Ray started things off for the Saints here in the bottom of the first inning with a leadoff walk. Has great speed. We'll keep an eye on him. Here's the 1-2 pitch coming from Jason Krause. Runner goes with the pitch, and that's fouled away again. Ray had a pretty good jump there. But with the foul ball, he'll have to trot back to first base. Durham leading it 1-0. On an RBI ground out by Sam Cocker to score Jordan D'Amico back in the top of the half of this first inning. Winner of this game will face Humber tonight. The loser of this game will face Seneca at approximately 4:15 this afternoon. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Krause. It is popped foul. So a good battle going on here between Brendan Renault Jason Krause. A couple of OCAA All-Stars going against each other right here as St. Clair looks to get back the run they gave up in the top half of the first inning. Krause will check the runner back over to first. Ray's back in plenty of time. That was more of a courtesy check. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that foul, it's the, oh, wait a minute. He called it a foul ball because it looked like it went off the base of the bat. And now Renault is going down to first base as the umpire says it hit him. And a little bit of a dispute here as Scott Cocker, one of the assistant coaches for Durham, will come out and talk about that, as the immediate reaction from Brendan Renault was that it hit the base of the bat. He didn't show injury right off the bat, and then he did show injury and was doubled over, and the trainers are still looking at him right now to see if he's okay. But discussing the umpire, the coach is still speaking with the umpire right now. Looks like it's going to stand as a hit by pitch. So that call goes in favor of the Saints. Carter Ray moves up to second base on Brendan Renault being hit by a pitch. And a very close call at the plate. But for St. Clair, they have runners at first and second with nobody out. That brings up Michael McKay, first baseman, OCAA All-Star as well. Michael McKay from Miramichi, New Brunswick. Had an outstanding season, batted .389, and he comes up in a big situation here for his team. 2 on, nobody out. Krause will look the runner back to second base. That's Carter Ray. And Krause is back on the rubber now. And here comes the first pitch. It's low to Michael McKay. Durham 1, St. Clair no score. Bottom of the first inning. St. Clair batting here, nobody out with runners at first and second. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Michael McKay. It is taken low for ball 2, 2-0. So the Saints applying a bit of pressure here. Looking to answer back on the scoreboard here in the bottom half of the first inning. Temperature has warmed up to about 10 Celsius. You can see the breeze blowing the pants of the pitcher, Jason Krause, as that pitch comes in low. Very strong breeze blowing in from left field. Count is 3-0 to Michael McKay. Krause appears to be ready. And here's the 3-0 pitch. It's in there for a strike. 3-1. The Durham Lords looking at double play depth to try and turn a couple of outs here if they can. But Michael McKay has other ideas. The right-hander is ready. Here it comes. Check swing, and it's strike 2. I think it was a strike even without the check swing. He may have gone around on the check, but definitely it's a strike. So it's 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Michael McKay. Carter Ray at second, Brendan Renault at first. Those are the base runners. They go with the pitch. The pitch is in there. Strike 3. Throw down to third, and they've got the runner at third. Carter Ray is thrown out by Sam Cocker as Jake Legros makes the tag, and it's a strikeout double play. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. What a turn of events there for Durham. So the double steal does not pay off for the Saints. So score that 2-5 on the out, and the batter is going to be Riley Vernon, the cleanup hitter, third baseman. Runner at second with 2 away. That ball is hit to second base. D'Amico has to wait for it. Now he throws it to first, and he's got it. The inning is over. And that is an amazing turn of events for Durham, as it looked like they were in a bit of a jam. But a double play, and then that ground out, Bradley Vernon, grounding out to Jordan D'Amico, the inning is over. So there's a runner left on base. There were no hits and no errors. We've played one inning here in Oshawa, and the score is Durham 1, St. Clair no score. You're watching the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. So we go to the top of the second inning here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Civic Memorial Stadium. Brian Oliver bringing you this play-by-play of the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV. This is the second game of the opening round of the tournament. Each team coming into this game on winning streaks. St. Clair has won 5 straight. Durham has won 10 straight games to end the regular season. Jake LeGros will start things off here for the Durham Lords. The third baseman will come up to face Luis Barrios, and LeGros will foul that out of play to the right side for strike one. 1 run on 1 hit for Durham in the first inning. St. Clair, no runs on no hits so far after 1 inning. Jake LeGros bats from the right side. He fouls that as well to the right side. 0-2 now the count. Luis Barrios is the pitcher, the left-hander for St. Clair. That pitch is high to LeGros. Count is 1-2. Barrios this year had a 1-loss record of 3-2. Struck out 42 batters. Walked 14. That pitch is low. The count is 2-2. Barrios had an ERA of 1.85 this season for the St. Clair Saints. Started 3 games. Here's the 2-2 pitch to LeGros. That ball is lifted to center field. Could be trouble, and no, it's going to stay up in the air as the wind holds it up. And center fielder Brendan Renault is there to catch it, and that's the first out of the top of the second inning for the Durham Lords. That'll bring up the right fielder Connor May. Connor May bats from the left side. Takes a pitch low from Barrios for ball 1. He was the 2017 Rookie of the Year for the Durham Lords. As that ball is chopped, it's called a foul ball. So the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Connor May, a third-year player. He's from Oshawa. Plays a bit of third base, also does a lot of pitching. Kind of player that you can use in a lot of different situations on a team. Of course, he also is an excellent batter as well. That ball is fouled to the left side. The count is 1-2. Connor May this year batted .289. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away here, top of the second inning. Durham leading St. Clair by a score of 1-0. Barrios is ready. That ball is lifted to the outfield. Right fielder is chasing it, and what a great run there by Austin Olds, as he had to go a long way to get that ball as he was dropping quickly. Connor May is retired. That's the second out of the inning. So 2 flyouts, and that'll bring up the first baseman, number 12, Palmer Cruikshank. Cruikshank wears jersey number 12. Durham in the green jerseys here. As Cruikshank fouls that one to the right side and out of play, 0-1. Right-handed hitter is ready to get back in there. That ball is outside. A ball and a strike. Cruikshank did have 7 walks this year. Posted a .386 on-base percentage. He takes a moment to step away now. 2 out, nobody on here for Durham. Top of the second inning. That pitch misses. 2-1 now to Palmer Cruikshank. Jake Story awaits on deck, the left fielder. Barrios is ready. That pitch is in there for a strike. 2-2 to Palmer Cruikshank. Barrios looks in for the signal. That pitch is inside for ball 3. 3-2 now to Palmer Cruikshank. Barrios has retired 5 straight Durham Lords after giving up a walk and then a double to start the game. Payoff pitch to Cruikshank coming up here. And he fouls that to stay alive. Durham Lords in their green jerseys. And there's another foul ball hit to the right side as Cruikshank stays alive again. Fouls off a couple here. St. Clair Saints in the white jerseys. Beautiful sunny day now, mostly clear sky now in Oshawa. Temperature of about 10 degrees Celsius. This is about as warm as it's going to get today. And it will cool off drastically later on, especially once the sun goes down, as Cruikshank gets a walk out of it. Takes a pitch inside, and that's a runner on first now with 2 away, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Jake Story. Story now coming into the batter's box. He's a right-handed hitter, facing the left-handed pitcher, Luis Barrios. There is action in the St. Clair bullpen right now, as Barrios fires a strike to Jake Story. Looks like Mika Harris is throwing in the bullpen down the far left side for the St. Clair Saints. Jake Story takes that for a ball, so it's a ball and a strike. 2 away here. Palmer Cruikshank, the base runner, at first for the Durham Lords. They lead this game 1-0. Barrios is taken to right field there by Jake Story. Solid base hit. That'll move Cruikshank up to second, and now it's runners at first and second with 2 out, and that'll turn the lineup over to the leadoff hitter, second baseman Jordan D'Amico. That is the second hit of the ball game for the Durham Lords. So with 2 out, Cruikshank walked, and Jake Story singled. D'Amico walked and scored the only run of the ball game. That ball is hit up the middle. That is going to be a base hit. Cruikshank is coming around third. They are going to be throwing it to home. It's going to be close. Cruikshank is safe at home. It's an RBI single for Jordan D'Amico, and it's 2-0 Durham. Jake Story moves up to second. And D'Amico is on first, so it's an RBI for D'Amico. And that brings up the shortstop, number 6, Griffin Oliver. He is 1 for 1 in the game. He doubled back in the first. That ball is chopped to the right side behind first base. Going to be close at first, and he is out at first, as the pitcher does a good job of covering there. The inning is over. So score that 3-1 on the play by the pitcher covering at first base to get Griffin Oliver. But it's a run with 2 outs for the Durham Lords. They lead 2-0 after an inning and a half here at Kinsmen Stadium in Oshawa. You are watching the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. We go to the bottom of the second inning here in Oshawa. You're watching OCAA Live. This is the 2019 Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV. My name is Brian Oliver. Glad you could join us. This is the first round match between the number 3 seed and the number 2 seed in this tournament. The Durham Lords finished 3rd in the regular season with a record of 12-6. St. Clair finished 1 game ahead of Durham with a record of 13-5. Durham with single runs in the top half of the first and the top half of the second. They are the visiting team. They are in the green jerseys. And they have a 2-0 lead, 2 runs on 3 hits. St. Clair coming to bat now. They had no runs on no hits in the first inning. They did get a couple of base runners with a walk and a hit by pitch. But a big double play, strike him out, throw him out, turned that inning around. And St. Clair was not able to score. So that'll bring up Travis Snyder, the leadoff hitter for St. Clair here in the bottom half of the second inning. He's the catcher for the Saints in this game. Jason Krause's pitch is in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Travis Snyder. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that just misses. 2 balls and 1 strike. Travis Snyder also does a lot of pitching for St. Clair as he takes that pitch at the knees, and it misses for ball 3, 3-1. Travis Snyder with a 206 average on the season. Here's the 3-1 pitch. It's low, ball 4. So it's another leadoff walk for St. Clair. Same thing that happened in the first inning when they were not able to score. So the shortstop, Francisco Rivera, will come up now. Wears jersey number 5. And he'll bat from the right side. Snyder is the base runner at first. Nobody out here, bottom of the second. Durham leading St. Clair 2-0. Krause's pitch is a wild pitch. It gets away from Cocker, way outside, and that will advance Snyder over to second base. No chance for Cocker to get that one. So it's 1-0 now to Francisco Rivera. The St. Clair Saints have owned the OCAA championship over the years. They won 5 straight gold medals between 2013 and 2017. Last year they were dethroned for the first time in the championship game by the Humber Hawks. That was right here at Kinsmen Stadium last October in 2018. There's a pitch from Krause. It's in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Francisco Rivera. Batted .283 in the regular season. He is the St. Clair shortstop. Travis Snyder is the base runner at second. That pitch is low and in the dirt. 2-1. St. Clair looking to get on the scoreboard here. They trail it 2-0 on the early going. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Jason Krause, the Durham pitcher, is ready. He gets that in there for a strike, and it's 2-2. Travis Snyder on second base. He got on there with a walk and then advanced to second on a wild pitch. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Rivera. That's hit to short. Griffin Oliver, the shortstop, will fire it on to first for the out, and that will advance Travis Snyder over to third. One away with a runner at third. So the right fielder, number 9, Austin Olds, will come up here for the Saints with one away and a runner at third base. Scoring opportunity here for sure for the Saints. They trail it 2-0. Jason Krause, the pitcher for Durham, will see that grounded to first. Palmer Cruikshank looks the runner back to third and steps on first for the out. 2 away. So Olds not able to bring home Travis Snyder from third, and there are 2 out. So the designated hitter for the Saints will come up now. It's number 13, Aiden Petrie. He's a right-handed hitter. He batted .310 in the regular season, had 10 RBI. Runner at third here with 2 away, and there's a strike from Jason Krause. Krause looking to strand another base runner. He stranded one base runner back in the first inning. The 0-1 pitch is in there for strike 2. Aiden Petrie behind, 0-2 now. St. Clair looking to score that run from third. That's Travis Snyder over on third base. Count is 0-2 to Petrie, and he'll step out and call time. And looks like we're ready to go again. Krause is ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's in there. Strike 3 called, and the inning is over. Jason Krause with his second strikeout of the ball game. And once again, the St. Clair Saints strand a runner and are unable to score. So we have now played 2 complete here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Stadium. It is Durham Lords leading the St. Clair Saints by a score of 2-0. You're watching OCAA Live. This is the 2019 Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. So we go to the bottom, or to the top of the third inning, rather, for this game between the Durham Lords and the St. Clair Saints. This is the second of 2 first-round games here at the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship. My name is Brian Oliver. Glad you could join us. It is a 2-0 lead after 2 innings for the Durham Lords, and the leadoff hitter in the third inning will be Sam Cocker, the catcher, wears jersey number 13, and coming onto your screen now. Cocker is 0 for 1 in the ball game, but his ground out to third base in the first inning scored the first run of the ball game. It was an RBI ground out that scored Jordan D'Amico with the first Durham run of the game. Cocker takes a strike, and the first pitch from Luis Barrios. The starting pitcher, the left-hander for St. Clair. We'll see that ball hit to short. Going to be a tough play at first as Cocker tries to beat it out, and he is out at first. Great play by the shortstop, Francisco Rivera, to get Sam Cocker. Bang play at first out of the inning. That'll bring up Fernando Suarez, the designated hitter. He is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He struck out swinging in the Durham first inning. And there's a big cut there. Suarez is behind 0-1 to Luis Barrios. Barrios, the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2. Barrios led the entire OCAA this year in strikeouts with 42. He is a power pitcher for sure. Count is 0-2 to Suarez. And he will pop that up. Second baseman battling the sunshine just a little bit, but Carter Ray is under it and has it for the second out of the inning. So quickly 2 away here for Durham in the third inning. Barrios also finished second in the earned run average race in the OCAA as a pitcher at 1.85, bested only by his teammate Travis Snyder at 1.27. As Riley Gray, the batter, takes a ball, 1-0. And Jason Krause, the pitcher for Durham, had a 1.89 ERA. That's grounded to second base. Carter Ray has it. He'll fire it on to first, and Riley Gray is out, 4-3. It's a 3-up, 3-down inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We've played 2.5 innings here in Oshawa, and it's a 2-0 lead for Durham over St. Clair. You're watching OCAA Live, the 2019 Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. So we go to the bottom of the third inning here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Stadium. Brian Oliver calling this second game of the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship for 2019. This is a first-round game between the number 3 seed Durham Lords and the number 2 seed St. Clair Saints. It's 2-0 lead right now for Durham going to the bottom of the third inning. Earlier today, the first game of the tournament, the Humber Hawks came from behind to beat the Seneca Sting 7-4. So that advanced Humber to tonight's game on the winning side of the bracket. They will play the winner of this game between this game between St. Clair and Durham. That will be Humber tonight at approximately 6:30 Eastern Time, although it might be a little bit later than that depending on how the schedule goes. Seneca Sting will play the loser of this game about half an hour after the completion of this game, and that will be an elimination game. It's a double knockout tournament, so you keep playing until you've lost 2 games. So Jason Krause is back on the mound for the Durham Lords in the bottom of the third inning. This will be Patrick Kibble at the plate. Left fielder for the Saints takes a ball, 2-0. Krause has not given up a hit in the game, but he has walked the leadoff batter twice in each of the first 2 innings. And he's behind 3-0 now to Patrick Kibble. This is the number 9 hitter for the Saints. Saints in the white jerseys, and Durham College in the green jerseys. That pitch is inside for ball 4, and for the third straight inning, Jason Krause has walked the leadoff batter. That turns the lineup over to Carter Ray, the leadoff hitter. second baseman for St. Clair. He walked to lead off the game for St. Clair, but was erased on a double play while attempting to steal third later in that first inning. So 2-0 is the score in favor of Durham. St. Clair with the runner on first, nobody out here, bottom of the third. Lord's looking for a double play ball. Kraus will step off, and they throw over to first. Time was called, though, before that throw over to first, so that would not have counted had there been any action over at first base. Carter Ray squares to bunt, takes it back, ball one. Jake LeGros, the third baseman for Durham, was charging on that hard just in case that ball did get down and into play. We'll see if Carter Ray decides to try and show bunt once again here. He does. The 1-0 pitch is high, ball two, 2-0. And Kraus is looking for a strike at this point. Patrick Kibble led off this inning with a walk. Now Carter Ray is ahead 2-0, and that pitch is high for ball three. 3-0. Jason Kraus not able to find the strike zone at the moment. Ready with the 3-0 pitch. That's in there for a strike, 3-1. Carter Ray has shown bunt with every single pitch in this at-bat sequence. Let's see if he does again. No, he doesn't. And he takes that ball. It's low off the plate. It bounces away. It's a second consecutive walk now, and the Saints with runners at first and second and nobody out. It's a 2-0 lead, but the tying runs are now on for St. Clair, and there's nobody out here in the bottom of the third. The batter will be Brendan Renault. Renault, back in the first inning, made it to first base after being hit by a pitch. And there was a fair bit of discussion on that one, as it appeared that the ball may have struck the knob of the bat. And originally the umpire had signaled that it was a foul ball, and then he awarded first base to the batter. So Brendan Renault ended up going down to first. So they've had base runners. The Saints have in each inning so far. They've received there have been 4 walks and 1 hit batter. And at this point, no hits for the Saints. Renault, though, will be trying to change that around here, as the Lords have a bit of a mound visit there to slow things down just a little bit and see if they can get Jason Kraus back in gear. He's ready to go. He looks the runner back to second. So this is a similar situation as in the first inning when St. Clair got the first 2 base runners at first and second with nobody out. They were not able to score, though. There was a strikeout and a throw out at third base on a steal. That bunt is down to third. LeGros is going to have a tough play at first. Throws it to first. It's off line, and it's an infield bunt single for Brendan Renault. The bases are loaded, and there's nobody out here in the bottom of the third inning. So a great situation here for the Saints. Bases loaded, nobody out, and the batter is Michael McKay. He's the number 3 hitter, OCAA All-Star this year. First pitch is grounded to short. They will go to second for 1, on to first. It's offline. Not able to turn 2. It's fielder's choice RBI for Michael McKay, and St. Clair is on the board. It's now a 2-1 game. So Patrick Kibble comes in to score the first St. Clair run. It's 2-1. Renault is forced out at second, and Carter Ray moves down to third. So the tying run now at third base for St. Clair. Runners on the corners with one away. Durham leading it by a score of 2-1. The batter is Riley Vernon, the cleanup hitter. He's 0 for 1. The runner goes, swing and a miss. They throw down to second, and they will throw back down to home. And time is called. Batter's interference is called. So Sam Cocker threw down to second base, and the batter is declared out on interference with the catcher. As time was called, the umpire immediately signaled timeout. So Vernon, the batter, is still standing in the batter's area. Now he's walking back to the dugout. So Riley Vernon goes over back to the dugout, and that's the second out of the inning. So McKay, the base runner who was going down to second, goes back to first. There's runners on the corners now with 2 out. And that was a bit of a confusing situation there, but what they called was interference on the batter as Sam Cocker tried to throw down to second to get the base runner trying to steal second. So the batter is declared out. That's the second out of the inning, and that's a big turn of events. The batter now will be Travis Snyder, who is 0 for 0 in the game. He walked back in the second inning. Pitch from Kraus is outside for ball 1. Durham 2, St. Clair 1. We are in the bottom of the third inning. St. Clair batting. They have the tying run at third base with 2 out. Carter Ray is at third. Michael McKay is the base runner at first. Kraus is ready. That pitch is in there for a strike. 1-1. St. Clair had bases loaded with nobody out. They've got 1 run in here, hoping to cash a second. Runner goes. The pitch is in there for a strike. They throw back down to third. It's a stolen base for Michael McKay as he goes down to third, or goes down to second. Carter Ray holds at third. The catcher, Sam Cocker, threw down to third to LeGros, but they had no chance to get Carter Ray as he was easily back in at third. So it's second and third now with 2 out. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Kraus. It's hit to third. LeGros has got it. He will fire on to first, and Palmer Cruikshank hauls it in for the third and final out of the inning. So the Saints get 1, but they could have had a lot more. There was that interference play at home that changed the course of that inning. It's 1 run on 1 hit and 2 left on base. We've played 3 innings now here in Oshawa. It is Durham 2 and St. Clair 1. You're watching OCAA Live, the 2019 Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. Going to the 4th inning here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Civic Memorial Stadium. Brian Oliver calling this live stream broadcast on OCAA Live of the Men's Baseball Championship 2019. This is a first-round game between the Durham Lords in green, the St. Clair Saints in white. It is a 2-1 lead for Durham after 3 innings. Single runs for Durham in the first and second inning to take a 2-0 lead. St. Clair getting 1 run back just moments ago in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And that'll bring us to the first batter of the fourth inning, and that's Jake LeGros, third baseman for Durham. Swings and misses at the first pitch from Luis Barrios. The starting pitcher for St. Clair remains in the ballgame. It's going to eat up the shortstop, Francisco Rivera. It was a tough hop. He tried to play it. It sort of came in tight on his body. That bounces through for a hit, and it's a leadoff single for the Lords, and that'll bring up the right fielder, number 20, Connor May. (2-1) is the score in favor of Durham. Runner at first, nobody out here. Let's see what Connor May does at the plate. He is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He flied out to right field. Let's see if he lays down a bunt, and he does score a bunt. He's got it down, and it's in there in play. They will throw it over to first. It's a successful sacrifice bunt by Connor May. That moves Jake LeGros over to second into scoring position with one away. So credit Connor May with a sacrifice bunt. LeGros moves up to second. That'll bring up Palmer Cruikshank. He walked and scored in the second inning. Had a real good at bat against Luis Barrios, where he fouled off a number of pitches to stay alive and ended up getting a walk out of it, and that ended up leading to the second run of the ball game for the Durham Lords in the second inning. So it's 2 runs on 4 hits so far for the Durham Lords. Barrios will look back Jake LeGros to second base. 1 run on 1 hit so far for the St. Clair Saints. Cruikshank looking to cash in a run here for the Lords here in the top of the fourth. That pitch is low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away here. Durham 2, St. Clair 1. Durham in the green jerseys, St. Clair in the white jerseys. Cruikshank lifts that to left field. That's a base hit. That is going to send LeGros around from third. He comes home with the third run of the game. It's an RBI single for Palmer Cruikshank, and that makes it a 3-1 lead for the Durham Lords. That was a broken bat, I believe, on the play as Cruikshank lifted that to left field. Travis Snyder, or rather Patrick Kibble, came up with it but not able to get Jake LeGros coming around from third. So it's a 3-1 lead now for Durham. Jake Story, the batter, the number 9 hitter. And he fouls that one off to the right side, and it's 0-1. So a couple of hits here leads to another run for the Durham Lords in the fourth inning. 5 hits in the game now for the Lords. Barrios is ready. The 0-1 pitch is very high, 1-1. So the sacrifice bunt worked perfectly there for the Durham Lords, as Connor May sacrificed LeGros over to second. There's a strike from Barrios. The count is 1-2. A little bit of small ball translates into a run for the Durham Lords. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Jake Story. Pitch is low and in the dirt. It gets away from the catcher, and he does a great job of corralling it. Travis Snyder does. And Palmer Cruikshank not able to advance. The count is 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jake Story. Story will look at that pitch outside, and the count runs full. Three balls, 2 strikes. Palmer Cruikshank is the runner at first. He just singled in the third run of the game. They will throw back over to first. Cruikshank is back in. Runner on first with 1 out here for Durham in the top of the fourth. 3-1 is the lead. That ball is fouled to the right side. Story is back in. Full count here. Barros is ready. Cruikshank has his lead. That ball is hit to right field, and it is going to drop for a base hit. It gets past Austin Olds in right field. Cruikshank is on his way to third, and it's a double for Jake Story. Third hit of the inning. Palmer Cruikshank advancing all the way to third. Runners at second and third now with one away, and that turns the lineup over to leadoff hitter Jordan D'Amico. He is 1 for 1 in the ball game. He has walked and scored, and he singled in a run, scoring Palmer Cruikshank back in the second inning. Big opportunity here for D'Amico to extend a 3-1 Durham lead here in the fourth inning. So Travis Snyder, the catcher for the Saints, goes out and talks to Luis Barrios, so they know what they're doing here. St. Clair with the corners in, try and cut down a run at home plate if there's a ball on the ground on the infield. Palmer Cruikshank is the base runner at third. Jake Story, who just doubled, is standing at second base. D'Amico is ready. He hits that ball hard to right field. That is going to be deep, and it's carrying, and it's over the head of Olds. That is going to score one run, and it's a 4-1 lead. Cruikshank comes home with the fourth run, and it's a double for D'Amico. As that ball just carried a bit in the wind. Jake Story had to hold up to make sure it wasn't caught, so he was only able to advance to third on that play, but it's now second and third with one away, and the batter is Griffin Oliver, and we're going to see a mound visit here for the St. Clair Saints. 4-1 is the lead now for Durham here in the top of the fourth. So D'Amico now with a couple of hits and a couple of runs batted in for the Durham Lords in a 4-1 lead. And the mound visit, they're going to talk about this one right now because a 4-1 lead and runners in scoring position with one away. Griffin Oliver now coming up to the plate. He's the number 2 hitter in the lineup. He is 1 for 2 in the ball game. Doubled in the first, grounded out to the first baseman in the second inning. But he'll be certainly looking to try and push something else across the plate here. Certainly with less than 2 out and no force play on, a lot of things you can do here from an offensive standpoint. You can see Griffin Oliver speaking with third base coach Tim Harkness about strategy. You can score in this situation on squeezes. You can score on a ball to the right side. You can hit a sacrifice fly. There are a lot of different options from an offensive standpoint. Luis Barrios will stand in. Runners at second and third with one away here. Top of the fourth inning. Durham 4, St. Clair 1. Oliver pops that one to the left side. That is drifting to the left side, and it is just out of play. Riley Vernon gave chase to that. The third baseman ran hard into foul territory, banged into the fence actually, and the ball was probably about 5-6 feet out of his reach. So it's another life for Griffin Oliver, the shortstop for the Durham Lords. Count is 0-1. That ball is hit to center field, and it's a base hit. That's going to score one run, as Oliver is safe at first with an RBI single. That will score Jake Story with the 5th run of the game. It's now a 5-1 lead for the Durham Lords. So an RBI single for Griffin Oliver. That moves Jordan D'Amico to first, from first all the way to third base. So Oliver is 2 for 3 in the ball game. And now the runners at first and third with one away. The batter is Sam Cocker. Cocker is 0 for 2 in the ball game, but he did knock in a run back in the first inning. And he has an RBI situation here once again in the top half of the fourth. 3 runs in so far already as they will throw over to Griffin Oliver at first base. He's back in there safe. Barrios watching him very closely. Michael McKay, the first baseman, with the right-handed glove. They do not run on that play. Cocker looks at a strike. 0-1. Luis Barrios, the ball gets away from him. He's got it. Barrios has given up 5 hits in this inning. 3 runs in on 5 hits so far in this inning. There was a sacrifice bunt as well. They throw back over to first and almost gets away from Michael McKay at first base. Oliver's back in safely. Jordan D'Amico is the base runner at third. Griffin Oliver is at first base. Sam Cocker's the batter at the plate. The count is 0-1. 1 away. That pitch misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Durham with three runs here in the top half of the fourth. They lead it 5-1. D'Amico gets his lead at third. Oliver carefully getting a lead at first. They do not throw over. Cocker hammers that ball hard to left, but it's well foul. Got good wood on that one, but pulled it early and well out of play. So the count now is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Sam Cocker. He's looking to cash in another Durham run here in this top 4th inning. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So that's the second out of the inning, and that is strikeout number 3 in the game for Luis Barrios. Again, he led the OCAA in strikeouts this year with 42. He struck out a couple batters in the first and now has his 3rd strikeout here in the 4th inning. The batter is Fernando Suarez, the designated hitter. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game so far. The ball is low for ball 1. Suarez batted .455 in the regular season to win the batting championship in the OCAA and was also named an OCAA All-Star in addition to winning the batting championship. 1-0, runners on the corners. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Big cut from Fernando Suarez. He's looking for a base hit, whereas Barrios is hoping to end this uprising here and hold it to just 3 runs scored. 1-1. They throw back over to first. Oliver is back in safely. Conditions have warmed up a few more degrees here in Oshawa. Beautiful afternoon. That ball is lifted to right field behind second base, and out to the right fielder is hauled in by Austin Olds for the 3rd out of the inning. But it's a productive inning, certainly, for the Durham Lords as they score 3 runs on 5 hits. And after 3.5 innings played here at Kinsmen Stadium in Oshawa, it is Durham 5 and St. Clair 1. You're watching OCAA Live, the 2019 Men's Baseball Championship on live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning here in Oshawa Kinsmen Stadium. It is Durham leading St. Clair by a score of 5-1. St. Clair is the home team in this game. They are in the white jerseys, and they are coming up in just a moment here to bat in the bottom half of the 4th. Durham just scoring 3 runs moments ago in the top half of the inning to extend a 2-1 game to a 5-1 lead. Taking a look briefly at some of the awards from last night. Coach Dave Cooper, the coach of St. Clair, was named Coach of the Year in the OCAA. Player of the Year was Seneca's Connor Lamb. Rookie of the Year was Humber's Sam LaBelle. Pitcher of the Year, who's on the mound right now, Durham's Jason Krause. And the batting champion was Durham's cleanup hitter, Fernando Suarez. Those were some of the major award winners last night. We'll talk about the All-Stars later as the game goes on. As we go to the bottom of the fourth inning, St. Clair batting, and it's a strike taken by Francisco Rivera. He's the leadoff hitter. In the bottom of the fourth, 0 for 1 in the ball game, grounded out to short back in the second inning for his only plate appearance. That pitch from Krause misses for 1 ball and 1 strike. Krause has given up 1 hit in the ball game and 1 run. He's walked 4, and he has walked the leadoff hitter in all 3 innings so far. He's hoping to change that trend here. As that ball goes off of his glove, he's going to have to hustle to get to it. Flips it on to first to Cruikshank for the out, and he does change that trend as he does not give up a leadoff walk. It's a ground out to the pitcher. Francisco Rivera is out at first, 1 away. So that brings up the right fielder, Austin Olds. Austin Olds is 0 for 1 in the ball game. Had a busy time there in the last inning as a number of fly balls came his way back in the Durham half of the fourth inning. Krause misses with his first pitch to Austin Olds, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. 5 runs on 8 hits for Durham to this point. Olds squares to bunt, takes it back, but he takes a strike, 1-1. 1 run on 1 hit so far for the St. Clair Saints. Krause is ready with the 1-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Austin Olds from Chatham is in his 4th year as a St. Clair Saint. That ball is grounded to short. Griffin Oliver will come up with it and throw on to first. He's got his man. 2 away. So quickly 2 up and 2 down here for the Saints in the bottom of the 4th inning, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Aiden Petrie. Petrie is 0 for 1. He struck out looking to end the 2nd inning. Aiden Petrie from Lakeshore, Ontario. He is a first-year player for the Saints. Wears jersey number 13. He hammers that ball hard to right side, but it's foul. 0-1. In the games these two teams played this year, back on September the 7th, they started the season. St. Clair winning 10-5 and 15-1 in a doubleheader here at Kinsmen Stadium. So a very 2 lopsided wins as the count now 1-1 to Petrie. That ball is hit to second base. D'Amico's got it. He will throw on to first. The inning is over. 3 groundouts and a very quick 3-up, 3-down inning for the Saints in the 4th. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. 4 innings complete here at Kinsmen Stadium in Oshawa. It is Durham 5, St. Clair 1. You are watching the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship, OCAA live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. So we're going to the 5th inning here in Oshawa, Kinsmen Stadium. Brian Oliver calling this second game of the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV. It is a 5-1 lead for the Durham Lords over the St. Clair Saints, and we have a pitching change for the Saints here in the 5th inning. It'll be Michael Beal from Windsor, 6'4", right-handed pitcher, will come on to take over from Luis Barrios, who leaves the game trailing 5-1. He gave up 5 runs and 8 hits over 4 innings of work. So he is out of the game, and similar to the last time these two teams met, back in late September in Tecumseh, the home field of the Saints, that was a 5-0 win for Durham in that game, and was part of a 10-game winning streak for Durham coming into this tournament. And Luis Barrios started that game, a 5-0 loss that the Saints suffered at the hands of the Durham Lords, a home game for the Saints. So we go to the top of the 5th inning, 5-1 Durham, and it's Riley Gray to lead things off. He was one of the OCAA All-Stars named last night. He takes a strike from Michael Beal. Riley Gray in this game is 0 for 2. Struck out swinging in the first and grounded out to second in the third. The leadoff hitter here in the 5th inning is now facing a 1-1 count to Michael Beal. Durham with 1 run in the first, 1 in the second, and 3 in the fourth to build a 5-1 lead. Gray hits that one hard to second base, but Carter Ray is there. He's got it and will throw over to first to record the out, 1 away. So Riley Gray is 0 for 3 in the ballgame so far, and that'll bring up Jake LeGros. LeGros is 1 for 2 in the ballgame. He flied out to center in the second, but in the 4th inning, he was the leadoff hitter, and he singled to start the inning, and that ignited a 3-run uprising for the Durham Lords and built their lead to 5-1. LeGros takes the first pitch from Michael Beal, and it's low for ball 1. One away, nobody on here for Durham in the top of the 5th. They lead at 5-1 over the Saints. Beal misses that pitch low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Beal had 4 appearances this year on the mound for the Saints. 2-0 pitch is high for 3-0. Posted a 2.33 earned run average in his 4 appearances. Tossed 6 innings in the regular season for the Saints. The 3-0 pitch is in there for a strike, 3-1. Three balls and 1 strike to Jake LeGros. That pitch is low. It misses for ball 4. So there's a base runner for the Durham Lords here in the top half of the 5th inning. The Lords are the visiting team in this game. They finished 1 game behind St. Clair in the regular season standings. Durham was 12-6. St. Clair was 13-5. So Connor May now up at the plate. And he will look at ball 1 from Michael Beal. Connor May is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He flied out to right in the 2nd inning and laid down a perfect sacrifice bunt in the 3-run 4th inning for the Durham Lords. The 1-0 pitch is in there. Jake LeGros is the base runner at first, 1 away here, top of the 5th. And a 5-1 lead for the Durham Lords. Connor May batting from the left side. Michael Beal is ready. That pitch is low and in the dirt. It gets away from the catcher, but a great job hustling to get it. Travis Snyder gets it, and unable to advance is Jake LeGros. Those are big differences when a catcher can make a play like that and just get to a ball quickly. If it just squeezes off the glove, to keep that base runner at first base changes a lot of stuff from the defensive side. Good play there by Snyder. Count is 2-1 to Connor May, and he looks at strike 2. Two balls and 2 strikes to Connor May, third-year player for the Durham Lords. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's low and in the dirt. They will throw back down to first, and they almost got LeGros leaning too far off of first, but he's back in just in time. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Connor May now. Waiting on deck is first baseman Palmer Cruikshank. Looking to extend this inning, and Durham looking to extend a 5-1 lead. That ball is grounded to second. They will go to second for 1, on to first, and it is a double play, a very nicely turned 4-6-3 double play to end the fifth inning. So no runs for Durham here in the top half of the fifth, and no runners left on base. They did pick up a walk. So 4.5 complete here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Stadium, and it is a 5-1 lead for the Durham Lords over the St. Clair Saints. You're watching the OCAA Live. This is the 2019 Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. So we're going to the bottom of the fifth inning now here in Oshawa, Kinsmen Stadium. Brian Oliver bringing you coverage of this first round game between the St. Clair Saints and the Durham Lords. The Durham Lords, the visiting team in this game. Although they are hosting the tournament, they are the visiting team because they finished a game behind in the standings. They lead it by a score of 5-1 as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Jason Krause will stay on in the game as the starting pitcher for the Lords will stay in to pitch the fifth inning. Taking a look at the OCAA All-Stars that were named last night, St. Clair had 3 of them. Luis Barrios, the starting pitcher for St. Clair in this game. Michael McKay, who's playing first base for St. Clair, was also named an OCAA All-Star, as was Brendan Renault, the center fielder for the St. Clair Saints. Durham Lords had 5 All-Stars. Shortstop Griffin Oliver, center fielder Riley Gray, catcher Sam Cocker, pitcher Jason Krause, and designated hitter Fernando Suarez. So all of those players are involved in this game today. Congratulations to them. The other All-Stars named last night, Sam LaBelle of Humber and Liam Sutherland of Humber, both named All-Stars, as well as Cooper Lamb of the Seneca Sting. And there's a ball that's hit deep to right field, and it's going to be caught easily. Patrick Kibble is retired on the first pitch of the fifth inning as a fly out to Connor May in right field. That's 1 out, 1 pitch, 1 out in the bottom of the fifth for St. Clair. That'll bring up Carter Ray with 1 away and nobody on. He has 2 walks in the ball game. He's walked both times so far in this game. So officially 0 for 0, but 2 walks. Squares to bunt, takes it back, and it's ball. There's a strike rather. Strike taken, 0-1 to Carter Ray. So rounding out the All-Stars, we'll finish that off in just a moment here. The 0-1 pitch is in there for strike 2 from Jason Krause. Cooper Lamb, as we mentioned, was the final All-Star that I was talking about. Cooper Lamb was also named the OCAA Player of the Year, in addition to getting his All-Star accolade last night. Jason Krause misses with the 0-2 pitch inside, and it's 1-2. Krause has given up 1 hit so far in the ball game. He's walked 4. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that is taken, just misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Krause walked 4, but he has retired the last 7 consecutive St. Clair batters. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Carter Ray. That is fouled to the right side and away, out of play, and it will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. Coming up after this game, the loser of this game will take on the Seneca Sting in an elimination game. Originally scheduled for a 4 o'clock start. Probably will end up being a little bit later than that. That ball is grounded hard to third. Jake LeGros has it. He'll fire over to first. And that's 8 straight retired now for Jason Krause. 2 away here in the St. Clair fifth inning. So Brendan Renault will be the batter. He was one of those St. Clair OCAA All-Stars. He is 1 for 1 in the ball game. He has a single, and he was also hit by a pitch back in the first inning. Nobody on the bases. 2 away here, bottom of the fifth. First pitch from Krause just misses. Ball 1. Krause with 7 straight retired. dating back to the third inning. Count is 1-0 to Brendan Renault. That pitch misses for a 2-0 count. Krause is ready with the 2-0 pitch. That is low and taken for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes to Brendan Renault, as the Saints are looking for base runner of any kind at this time. They were 3 up and 3 down in the 4th inning. There's a pitch taken for a strike. It's 3-1. Saints trying to avoid a second consecutive 3 up, 3 down inning. Their only run coming back in the 3rd inning. As that ball is chopped hard foul, it is a foul ball, as it stayed fair for a moment and then just crossed over the third baseline at the last moment before Legros could get to it, the third baseman for the Durham Lords. And that will send Renault back to the batter's box now with a 3-2 count. So he was ahead 3-0, now it's 3-2. Nobody on the base pass for the Saints. Full count, 2 away, and it's a 5-1 Durham lead. Renault is back in. Jason Krause is ready, and here's the pitch. It is lifted to right field, and Connor May is not able to get to it. It gets past him. It rolls all the way to the warning track. Renault is going to second, and he is digging for third, and he is safe at third base as the throw comes in. So it's a 2-out single, and probably an error that allowed him to go to third base. We'll see how that gets scored officially, but it's a base runner at third with 2 away now for the Saints here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So that's just the second hit of the ball game for the Saints. The other hit in the game was a bunt. So second hit of the inning, or second hit of the game rather, for the Saints. They have a runner at third with 2 away. Troy looking for some 2-out magic, and Michael McKay is the batter. First baseman for the Saints takes a ball outside, 1-0. McKay, one of the St. Clair All-Stars, along with Renault, who just managed to get over to third base. He was also one of the All-Stars for the St. Clair Saints. And their starting pitcher, Luis Berrios, who's now out of the ball game, was the 3rd St. Clair Saints OCAA All-Star for 2019. McKay is 0 for 2 in the ball game. He struck out swinging in the 1st, and he hit into a fielder's choice in the 3rd inning. An inning that was turned around by a batter's interference call as McKay fouls that away and count goes to 1-1. In the 3rd inning, the Saints had scored a run. They had runners at first and third with 1 away, and they attempted to steal second base. The catcher, Sam Cocker, came up throwing, and the ruling on the field was that the batter interfered with the throw, and the batter was declared out. That was Riley Vernon. That turned that inning around. That ball is grounded to short. Griffin Oliver at short will throw over to first, and he's got the out. Oliver had to hit that. It was sort of an in-between hop, and he gobbles it up and throws it over to first, and McKay is retired to end the inning. So the Saints leave a runner at third base and unable to score, and there are 5 innings complete now here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Stadium. It is Durham 5 and St. Clair 1. You're watching the OCAA Live. This is the 2019 Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. So we're going to the 6th inning now here at Kinsmen Civic Memorial Stadium in Oshawa. Brian Oliver calling the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream here on Sports Canada TV. It is a 5-1 lead for the Durham Lords over the St. Clair Saints as we go to the top of the 6th inning, and we do have another pitching change for the Saints. And the pitcher is Daniel Gosselin, left-hander, so they will switch sides here as Gosselin is a lefty, and he will come on in relief of Michael Beal, who originally came on in relief of Luis Barrios. So this is the third pitcher of the ball game as Daniel Gosselin will try and hold the fort here for the St. Clair Saints. They trail it 5-1, but with a number of left-handed hitters scheduled to come up later on in the inning, they go with the left-hander. Gosselin is ready. Palmer Cruikshank hits that one to third base. Riley Vernon is up with it and throws it on to first base for the out. And Palmer Cruikshank is retired 5-3. That brings up Jake Story, the left fielder. He is 2 for 2 in the ball game. He has a single and a double. A double that was a big one that scored, or he did score a run back in the 4th inning. And he takes a ball from Daniel Gosselin, the new pitcher, the left-hander for the Saints. 1-0 pitch is in there for strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Daniel Gosselin is from Vancouver. He is a second-year player for the Saints. The lefty is ready, takes something off of it, and it's inside for a ball. Count should be 2 balls and 1 strike. Story is ready. He will take that pitch high. And I believe that would make it 3 balls and a strike. Scoreboard says 2-2. Pitch is high and inside, and that's a ball. No, ball 3. Okay, so we now have a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jake Story. 1 away, nobody on the bases here in the top of the 6th. That pitch is outside. It's ball 4, and it's a walk for Jake Story. He is on base for the 3rd time in the ball game in 3 tries, now with a single, a double, and a walk. And it turns the lineup over to Jordan D'Amico, and he's had a ball game so far with a walk and 2 singles, and he's knocked in a couple of runs. 2 runs, 1 in the 2nd, 1 back in the 4th. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Catcher not able to come up with it, and it's a stolen base for Jake Story. So, looked like that may have been a bit of a hit and run there because that was not a full cut that D'Amico took on that swing, looking to maybe protect the runner. But Travis Snyder, the catcher, was not able to corral the ball and fire it down to second. So it's a stolen base for Jake Story. So runner in scoring position with 1 away here in the top of the 6th inning. D'Amico, as mentioned, 2 for 2 in the ball game, 2 singles, 2 RBI. He's got a walk. He's scored a run. Count is 0-1. D'Amico's ready to go. So is Daniel Gosselin. That ball is grounded and chopped foul, and it goes to 0-2. Colin Dempster getting a Bronx cheer from his bench. The first base coach trying to field that ball as it went foul, and he wasn't able to corral it. It may have just been off your screen, but that was the sound you heard as the bench kind of went ooh and ah as the first base coach couldn't get the foul ball. The 0-2 pitch misses. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jordan D'Amico. Durham 5, St. Clair 1. We are in the top of the 6th inning. Winner of this game will face the Humber Hawks tonight. Loser of this game later this afternoon will face the Seneca Sting in an elimination game. The 1-2 pitch, D'Amico knocks that away, stay alive. Very defensive swing there to just try and stay alive. And he was successful in doing that. Jake Story is the runner in scoring position. He's at second base. 1 away here in the top half of the 6th inning. D'Amico is back in. Gosselin's pitch is in the dirt, and oh man, they called a strike. Now they call a swinging strike. So Jordan D'Amico is called a swinging strike. So that's the second out of the inning. And the second out of the inning is Jordan D'Amico on a strikeout. Swinging. Very close call on that. Did not look like he had gone around, but home plate umpire said he did go around, and they did not appeal down the third base line. So it is the second out of the inning. Runner at second now with 2 away, and the batter is Griffin Oliver. Oliver is 2 for 2 in the ball game, or 2 for 3 in the ball game rather. And he takes high for ball 1. Oliver doubled in the first, grounded out to the first baseman in the second, and singled in the fourth. Looking to cash in another run here for Durham in the 6th inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Oliver, and that's taken for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Griffin Oliver. Jake Story at second base. If Oliver is able to reach, it would be the catcher, Sam Cocker. 5-1 Durham in the top half of the 6th inning. And time is called by the catcher, and granted by the home plate umpire. So Travis Snyder wants to reset the signals perhaps with his pitcher, Daniel Gosselin. Here's the 1-1 pitch now to Griffin Oliver. Pitch is outside. 2-1. Snyder throws it back to Gosselin, who drops it, but he's got it. Story not able to move anywhere on that. 2 balls and a strike to Griffin Oliver. 2 away here in the top of the 6th. Oliver swings and misses at strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oliver finished 5th in the league in OCAA batting this year. The record, an average of .393, had 19 runs batted in. And looking to cash in one here if he can, with Jake Story at second base. Count is 2-2. Pitch is taken and it misses. Ball 3. Very close call. That one goes in the favor of the Durham Lords. If you could see the Saints, some of them were starting to run off the field on that pitch. They thought it was strike 3. Count is full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the payoff pitch. Oliver fouls that away to stay alive. 3-2 still. Windy conditions have died down quite a bit now here at Kinsmen Stadium. It's not as windy as it was this morning. We'll do it again. Here's the payoff pitch to Oliver. And it's low, taken for ball 4. So Oliver gets a walk out of it and trots down to first base. Story remains at second, and that will bring up Sam Cocker. Cocker in the ball game is 0 for 3. A couple of ground outs and a strikeout, but one of those ground outs was an RBI ground out back in the first inning that scored the first run of the ball game for the Durham Lords. Cocker was also an OCAA All-Star. And the catcher is all set, looking to try and extend a 5-1 Durham lead here in the top half of the 6th inning against the St. Clair Saints. Gosselin's pitch is swung on it, missed for strike 1. Gosselin is back in. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gosselin in this inning has given up a pair of walks. Both of those currently on the base paths right now. Jake Story at second, Griffin Oliver at first. Here's the 1-1 to Cocker. That is popped up. And no play there for the catcher, Travis Snyder. Count goes to 1-2. Durham Lords 5, St. Clair Saints 1. We're in the top of the 6th. The Lords in the green uniforms. Saints in the whites. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Cocker. It's high, ball 2. They're going to throw back to second, and back safely is Jake Story. He had a big jump off of second base, and Travis Snyder came up firing once that pitch missed, but Story was backing in plenty of time. Both of these teams have very similar color schemes with green and gold and white as part of their jersey colors. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Cocker. It's low, ball 3, 3 balls and 2 strikes. That means the base runners will be going with the pitch. With 2 away and a full count. Cocker, with a base hit, probably would be able to score a run here. Gosselin looking to get out of this jam. The St. Clair pitcher is ready. He throws it. It's low, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. So that moves Jake Story to third and Griffin Oliver over to second base, and that brings up Fernando Suarez. Designated hitter Fernando Suarez is 0 for 3 in the ball game, but he was the OCAA batting champion this year with a .455 average, a .500 on-base percentage, and a .673 slugging percentage. And now that he's facing a left-hander here, and he's 0 for 3, you'd think he might be due to at least put something in play here. He's 0 for 3 in the game with a strikeout, a flyout, and a pop-out. And that ball hits him. That ball hits him, and that is going to score another run. Suarez is hit by a pitch, and that will move all the base runners up, but coming in to score is Jake Story, and that makes it a 6-1 game. Suarez threw his bat, was not happy with being hit by the pitch there, but no way that the pitcher was trying to brush him back at all or anything like that when the bases are loaded. So looks like he's shaking it off. He trots down to first base very slowly and gingerly. It's now a 6-1 ball game in favor of the Durham Lords as Story comes in to score. Griffin Oliver moves up to third. And Sam Cocker to second. And we are going to see a pitching change, as it turned out to be Gosselin got a couple of outs, but he was unable to finish the inning off. He ended up walking 3 and hitting a batter, and that's brought home a run here for Durham in the top half of the 6th. So another left-hander will come onto the mound here for St. Clair. And that is Mitchell Prisa will come onto the game now for the Saints. He is a third-year St. Clair player, 6'5" left-hander from Tecumseh. Will come on in a big jam here with runners at first, second, and third, and 2 away. And Riley Gray about to come to the plate for the Durham Lords. Gray 0 for 3 in the ball game, and will come up here in a situation where it's a 5-run lead for the Durham Lords in the 6th inning. So Mitchell Prisa takes over for Daniel Gosselin. This is the 4th pitcher of the ball game for the St. Clair Saints. And from a pitching standpoint, Mitchell Prisa actually had only 1 appearance in the season. Hit through 2 2/3 innings. He gave up a hit, has an earned run average of 0, but only pitched briefly during the regular season. He comes on in a big situation here, trying to keep his team in the game. Prisa's pitch is low for ball 1. Jonathan McIntosh now in the game for the Durham Lords as the pinch runner at first base as Suarez leaves the game after being hit by that pitch. Gray grounds it to second, And coming up with it at second base is Carter Ray. He'll flip it over to first to end the inning. But it was a one-run inning for the Durham Lords. They get 1 run. 5.5 complete here in Oshawa. At Kinsmen Stadium, it is the Durham Lords 6 and the St. Clair Saints 1. Bottom of the 6th coming up in just a moment. You're watching OCAA Live. This is the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here in Oshawa. St. Clair coming to bat. They are trailing this game. First game of the tournament for both teams. The Durham Lords leading it by a score of 6-1. Durham with 1 run in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the fourth, and 1 in the top half of the 6th for their 6 runs on 8 hits. For the St. Clair Saints to this point, 1 run on 2 hits in the ball game, and the Saints will send up their 4, 5, and 6 hitters here in the home half of the 6th inning. Durham is the visiting team. They are wearing the green uniforms with the gray pants. St. Clair in the white jerseys. St. Clair the home team in this game by virtue of finishing 1 game ahead of Durham in the regular season standings, 13-5 versus 12-6. Jason Krause will stay in the game for the Durham Lords, the starting pitcher. Jersey number 2 is back on the mound, and he will face Riley Vernon to start the 6th inning. First pitch is very high to Vernon for ball 1. Krause gave up 4 walks earlier on in the game. In fact, walked the leadoff hitter in the first 3 innings. Walked the leadoff hitter in the first, second, and third. Third time through, that ended up turning into a run for St. Clair in the 3rd inning. That's their only run in the ball game so far. Count is 1-1 to Vernon, and he cuts on that pitch, swings and fouls it away for a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Vernon is 0 for 2 in the ball game. He grounded out to second in the first, and he was called out on interference with the catcher in the 3rd inning in a pivotal moment in this game when it was still very close, a 2-1 game. Krause misses that pitch, runs the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes now to Riley Vernon. Krause will line that right to the 3rd baseman, hit hard right on the screws, but right at Jake LeGros. So that's the first out of the inning, 1 up and 1 down. So real hard hit ball, but doesn't cash in for the Saints there. That'll bring up Travis Snyder. Snyder's the catcher. He is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He has walked and grounded out to 3rd base. Takes a strike, the first offering from Jason Krause. Nobody on the bases. 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning as Krause just misses that pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. Krause is ready with the 1-1 pitch. That is chopped high. Krause is going to have to wait for it to come down. He will fire it over to first. Plenty of time to get Travis Snyder 2 away. 2 up, 2 down very quickly here for the Saints in the 6th inning. And that will bring up the shortstop, number 5, Francisco Rivera. And Rivera comes up here in the 6th inning. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game, grounded to short and grounded to the pitcher. Two away, nobody on. First pitch from Kraus misses for ball 1. Kraus has been able to induce a lot of ground balls in the last few innings. The 1-0 pitch is hit, and that's going to be a base hit down the right field line, probably extra bases. Rivera turning around second. No, he puts the brakes on and holds up as Connor May gets to that really quickly and throws it back in. So it's a 2-out single for Rivera, and that brings up the right fielder Austin Olds. Third hit of the ball game for the Saints. And they need a few more here. They trail it by 5. They're looking for a 2-out rally here to try and erase this 5-run deficit. Kraus misses the first pitch to Olds. It's 1-0. Olds is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Grounded out to first, grounded out to short. Rivera is the base runner at first. He does not go. That pitch is in there for a strike. 1-1 to Austin Olds, the number 7 hitter in the lineup for the St. Clair Saints. Kraus is ready. That pitch is at the belt, but it missed inside. 2-1. Austin Olds from Chatham, right-handed hitter. Has a 2-1 count. That is grounded hard to short, and it's through for a base hit. 2 on and 2 out now, and that'll bring up the designated hitter Aiden Petrie. So a couple of 2-out singles here for the Saints. Petrie is 0 for 2 in the ball game. And 4 hits now in the game for the Saints. Francisco Rivera at second. Austin Olds at first. Jason Kraus delivers a first pitch strike to Aiden Petrie. Petrie is 0 for 2. He struck out looking in the second. He grounded out to second in the 4th inning. Lord's looking to end this apparent rally here for the Saints. There's a strike. It's 0-2. So Kraus very quickly ahead of Aiden Petrie. St. Clair's only run in the game so far coming in the 3rd inning. At that point, it was a 2-1 ball game. It's now 6-1 Durham. Kraus fires it. It's fouled off. Petrie stays alive. Count remains 0-2. Defense at normal depth here. Kraus is ready. 2 on, 2 out. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It is grounded to second. D'Amico comes up with it, fires it to first, and the inning is over. So that ends the inning as Petrie, for the 3rd time in this game, is the final out of an inning. So it's no runs on 2 hits and 2 runners left on base. 6 innings complete now here in Oshawa at Kinsmen Stadium. The Durham Lords leading the St. Clair Saints by a score of 6-1. You're watching OCAA Live. This is the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. So we go to the 7th inning here in Oshawa. Beautiful sunny afternoon at Kinsmen Stadium. It's a 6-1 lead at the moment for the Durham Lords over the St. Clair Saints. Durham with runs in the first and second, single runs in the first and second inning, 3 in the fourth, 1 run in the sixth for their 6 runs on 8 hits. St. Clair Saints with 1 run on 4 hits, and that single run coming in the 3rd inning. Mitchell Prissa will stay in the game. The left-hander for the Saints fires a first pitch strike to Jake LeGros. He is the 3rd baseman for the Durham Lords. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. He pops that one foul at a play. He has a walk. He singled and scored in the 4th inning. That was the big inning for the Lords in this game. 3 runs in the 4th inning, and it was led off by a Jake LeGros single. Pitch is taken from Prissa. It is outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Prissa is ready, the left-hander. Fires it in. It's outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the winner of this game will take on the Humber Hawks tonight at approximately 6:30, probably a little bit later than that, depending on how game times finish. That pitch is outside. The count is now full to Jake LeGros, trying to get on base for the 3rd time in this ball game. The losing team in this game, half an hour after its completion, will take on the Seneca Sting in an elimination game. That pitch is hit hard to right field, but the right fielder, Austin Olds, is there and under it. He's got it for the first out. So Jake LeGros is retired, and that will bring up Connor May. Connor May in the ball game is 0 for 2. He did have a very important sacrifice bunt, though, in the 3-run 4th inning for the Durham Lords. That sparked that 3-run rally and extended the lead to, at the time, 5-1. It's now a 6-1 Durham lead. Connor May hits that ball hard to left field. Patrick Kibble going back. He's got it as the wind still not that strong, but enough to hold that ball up. And that's the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 down. Connor May will trot back to the Durham dugout, and that will bring up Palmer Cruikshank. Cruikshank in this game is 1 for 2. He singled and scored in the 4th. He walked and scored in the 2nd inning. And the right-hander is ready to go. He comes up here with 2 out, nobody on, top 7, and it's a 6-1 Durham lead. And he takes strike 1 from Mitchell Prissa. Cruikshank with 2 of the 6 he scored 2 of the 6 runs for the Durham Lords in this game. That ball is outside, taken for ball 1, 1-1. 2 runs scored for Palmer Cruikshank, 2 runs scored for Jake Story. Those are the 8 and 9 hitters in the lineup. The other run scored by Jake LeGros and Jordan D'Amico for Durham in this game. Patrick Kibble with the only run scored so far for the Saints. Cruikshank lifts that one to right field. It's going to stay up in time for Austin Olds. He hauls it in. 3 fly ball outs, and it's a very quick 7th inning for the Durham Lords. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. So it's 6.5 innings complete. We go to the home half of the 7th inning. Last chance for the St. Clair Saints in just a moment, trailing the Durham Lords by a score of 6-1. You're watching OCAA Live. This is the 2019 Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct Insurance. So we go to the bottom of the 7th inning here. Kinsmen Stadium, Oshawa, Ontario. Brian Oliver calling the 2019 OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream here on Sports Canada TV. This is OCAA Live. Glad you could join us. St. Clair Saints coming up here in the bottom of the 7th inning. They are trailing this game to the Durham Lords by a score of 6-1. 6 runs, 8 hits for Durham. 1 run on 4 hits so far for the St. Clair Saints against Jason Krause, the OCAA Pitcher of the Year, and he stays on here looking to try and get the complete game for the Durham Lords here in the opening match of the tournament. Krause misses this first pitch to Patrick Kibble, the left fielder for the St. Clair Saints. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. That pitch misses for a ball inside, 2 balls, no strikes to Patrick Kibble. Kibble is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He walked in the 3rd inning, though, and scored the only run of the game so far for St. Clair. Kibble now with a 3-0 count. St. Clair looking for base runners to start this 7th inning. The 3-0 pitch is in there for a strike, 3 balls and 1 strike. 4 runs surrendered early on in the game by Krause, but all of those happening in the first 3 innings. Did give up a couple of hits in the 6th inning for St. Clair, but St. Clair was turned aside, not able to score. They stranded a couple of base runners. The 3-1 pitch is fouled away, and now it's a 3-2 count. St. Clair with its only run of the game so far in the 3rd inning. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Patrick Kibble. He's the number 9 hitter. Krause misses low, and it's ball 4. So it's a leadoff walk. 4th time in 7 innings that's happened in the ball game. Kibble goes down to first base, and that turns the lineup over to Carter Ray. Carter Ray is 0 for 1 in the ball game. This will be his 4th plate appearance. He has a couple of walks, and he also grounded out to third base in the 5th inning. First pitch to Carter Ray misses for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Patrick Kibble is the base runner at first. Waiting on deck is Brendan Renault. He has 2 of the 4 hits so far in the ball game for the Saints. There's a strike to Carter Ray. Brendan Renault has 2 singles in this ball game. He's on deck. The other hit's going to Austin Olds. That ball is fouled away to the right side. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Francisco Rivera has the other hit so far for the Saints in this game. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's low. Misses ball 2, 2-2. Nobody out here. Home half of the 7th inning. Jason Krause started this game and stays in the game for the Lords. There's the 2-2 pitch. It's lifted to right field, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. Kibble is digging for third, and he will be in with a slide at third. So it's a single, and there are 2 on here with nobody out for the Saints here in the 7th inning. So that's the 5th hit of the ball game for the Saints, and that's going to call on a mound visit for the Durham Lords, as St. Clair has the first 2 runners on base and nobody out. This is the 3rd time in the game that they've done this. They got the first 2 batters on in the 1st, did not score. They got the first 2 batters on in the 3rd, and they did get 1 run in that inning. So they've done it again here in the 7th inning. Patrick Kibble with the leadoff walk. Carter Ray with a single that moved Patrick Kibble over to third base. So runners on the corners, nobody out in a 6-1 ball game. But a couple of hits change things around dramatically. And here comes a player who seems to have been able to put the ball on the bat against Jason Krause, and that is Brendan Renault. He's one of the OCAA All-Stars. He is 2 for 2 in the ball game. He's also been hit by pitch, so he's been on base every single time so far in the game. Krause's pitch misses, and he gestures at that point, like, where did that miss? Pitch missed outside, so it's 1-0. Krause thought he had a strike there. Renault steps back in. The 1-0 pitch is fouled. One ball, one strike to Brendan Renault. The St. Clair Saints trailing 6-1 here, bottom of the 7th inning. They are looking for more base runners. The Lords looking for outs. That pitch is fouled away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Lords with a 5-run lead would certainly trade an out or a double play for a run here. St. Clair looking to at least bring in one here from Patrick Kibble standing on third base. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That ball is hit to second base. Could be 2. They go to second for 1. On to first. Double play. 4-6-3. A run scores, and it's now a 6-2 ball game, but now there are 2 out and nobody on. So Jordan D'Amico coming up with that ball, firing it over to Griffin Oliver at second for the first out, and he fires it on to first to turn the double play. That's a big defensive play for the Lords. It's a 6-2 game now, 2 away, nobody on. The batter will be Michael McKay, and he takes strike 1. 2 out, nobody on. Durham 6, St. Clair 2. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Krause. It misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch is outside. 2 balls, 1 strike to Michael McKay. He is 0 for 3 in the ball game. Strikeout, hit into a fielder's choice and grounded out to short. That pitch is grounded to short. Griffin Oliver is not able to come up with it. It gets under his glove and goes into center field. So it's a 2-out hit for the St. Clair Saints. And that brings up Riley Vernon, who's 0 for 3 in the ball game. But the Saints still alive here. Jason Krause trying to close the game out here, get a complete game for the Durham Lords. First pitch to Riley Vernon is in there for a strike. Vernon has grounded out. He is lined out to third. He has been called out for interference with a catcher on a stolen base attempt. Pitch is in there for a strike. Strike 2. Count is 0-2 to Riley Vernon. Pitch is taken in the dirt. It's a ball. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. The scoreboard says 2-1, but the actual count is 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 away. Runner on second here in the 7th inning. Pitch taken, and it misses. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jason Krause thought he had the final strikeout of the game right there, but it missed. Riley Vernon's still alive, and the Saints are still alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Krause is ready. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. The game is over. Jason Krause with a complete game for the Durham Lords as they advance to tonight's game against the Humber Hawks. They will play that game around 7 o'clock tonight, so the Durham Lords win their first game, as do the Humber Hawks. St. Clair, losing this game, will now face the Seneca Sting in an elimination game in about half an hour's time from now here at Kinsmen Stadium. So Durham led it all the way. They got that first run in the first inning. They got another run in the second. One replied by St. Clair in the third inning to make it 2-1. Durham got 3 in the fourth to make it a 5-1 game. They added one more in the sixth to make it 6-1. One run here in the seventh inning for St. Clair, but it's not enough. The game ends. It is a 6-2 victory for the Durham Lords. So one run on 2 hits in that inning and one runner left on base. So complete game for Jason Krause, 2 runs and only 6 hits given up, and probably a very strong candidate for player of the game for the Durham Lords. The teams will line up at their respective baselines for the announcements of players of the game. For the Durham Lords, that's their 11th consecutive victory dating back to September the 20th. So we're ready for the players of the game here for the St. Clair Saints. Brendan Renault gets the nod for the St. Clair Saints. He was 2 for 2 in the ball game. 2 for 3 in the ball game. Also hit by a pitch. But he was one of only a few St. Clair Saints that seemed to be able to figure out Jason Krause in this ball game. So his couple of hits earns him player of the game honors for the Saints. And the Lords, it'll be Jason Krause, as one would suspect. A complete game, 2 runs, 6 hits, and a complete game in a high situation here with in the playoffs for the Durham Lords. Krause comes through again, and now 6 wins and 1 loss in the season, as the Lords win it by a score of 6-2. So Seneca and St. Clair will play. St. Clair and Seneca will play an elimination game at approximately, probably starting around 4:45. We don't have an official start time for that game, but St. Clair and Seneca will face each other. The winner of that game will stay alive to play tomorrow. The loser of that game will be eliminated from the OCAA championships. So the final score again: Durham Lords 6, the St. Clair Saints 2. St. Clair will again play Seneca in about half an hour's time, and then later tonight at approximately 7 o'clock Eastern Time, it will be the Durham Lords taking on the Humber Hawks. So we hope you can join us for both of those games as we bring them to you here from Kinsmen Stadium. We're just getting a first pitch time now. 5 p.m. will be the start time for the game between Seneca and St. Clair. So 5 o'clock, so 40 minutes from now. So please join us at that time for the game between the Saints and the Sting, and then later tonight when Durham faces Humber. Thanks for joining us again. My name is Brian Oliver. We'll see you in about 40 minutes' time for the next game here at the OCAA Men's Baseball Championship live stream on Sports Canada TV, brought to you by Bel Air Direct. Good afternoon from Oshawa.